I played Assassin's Creed 2 for the first time 15 years after its release. In this video I'll be going over my honest thoughts and opinions of this game. And if you've ever seen my stuff before, you'll know the goal is to get you to try the game as well, so no spoilers in this video. Before we leap of faith into the game, I think it's best if I explain my relation to the series so you know exactly what mindset I was in before playing it. I'm someone who's been an on and off fan of the series to say the least. I certainly wouldn't refer to myself as a veteran of it, yet I'm not totally a stranger either. Believe it or not, Syndicate was my introduction to the series. Say what you will about Syndicate, at least it got me and I'm sure others into this unique franchise. After that, I dabbled into the games here and there, played Unity, which I thought was an alright game, loved the multiplayer. I played the Chronicle games, which I think are super underrated in the community. Then came the age of the RPG creeds. Now I believe the general consensus was and still is that Origins was a pretty dope game, and I'm of a similar opinion. It really did bring something new and innovative, especially at a time in the series where everything was trying to look and feel copy and pasted. Then came Odyssey. Odyssey was just a shit show. It's like Ubisoft saw the success of Origins, but instead of implementing what we liked about Origins, i.e. a strong and likable main character, good combat, they fucking nosedived in the opposite direction. Now instead of having a single solid protagonist, we can pick between two characters. Don't even get me started on the lore problems this causes. Now you can make choices? What am I even playing at this point? Even back then I felt off about Odyssey. No doubt I had fun, but I felt like I was lied to. I had played a game when I wanted to play an AC game. Now some people will say Odyssey and Valhalla both did financially well, and that's true. However, AC is in a Call of Duty-like predicament. The games do numbers every year, yet everyone and their mothers repeats the same lines of, COD just isn't good anymore. After that, I just took a huge break from the series. I skipped Valhalla and Mirage. I don't want to comment on anything that isn't out yet, but Shadows looked like, and still does look like, a poor attempt to capture Ghost of Tsushima fans. It all changed for me, however, when I got recommended this video by the Spaniard. Now this guy's content is amazing. I'm gonna link his stuff in the description, check him out when you get a chance. After that, I really wanted to get back into the series, and that's when AC2 enters the picture. I'm going to assume you know nothing about the series, so I'll try my best to give you a synopsis of what the games are about without spoiling anything. The AC series' main plot device has always been based on the sci-fi trope of the Animus. The Animus is a machine in which someone can use to access the memories of their ancestors via their DNA. The earlier AC games always had two stories going on simultaneously. You have this more modern story with our boy Desmond Miles, and then some location in the past, accessed by an ancestor of Desmond. In the first game is Jerusalem with Altair, and in 2 it's Italy with Ezio. To be honest, AC2 pretty much fills you in on what happened with 1. I'm pretty sure if I had played 1 I would have had more background knowledge when playing 2, but I never felt like I made a grave mistake by starting with 2. The game settles you in nice and easy. The soundtrack in this game is just phenomenal. This is one of those games where even after you've beaten it, a random tune will pop up in your head. I honestly don't think this game has one bad song. Everything has a subtleness to it, and it has a point. Hearing Home in Florence as you run around on the rooftops in Florence just hits different. Hearing the eerie yet intriguing tune of Leonardo's invention as you enter the villa reminds you of an inviting abyss. You shouldn't look into it, but the secrets beyond it constantly invite you, much like the manor and its secrets. I'll finish this segment off with this. You know the iconic AC theme? Da, na, na, na. Yep, that one. That was Ezio's theme, and then it became the theme for the series. Let that one sink in. The gameplay was something that definitely had to grow on me, but when it did, I fell in love with it. The issues I had were partially due to the jank of just being an older game, but partially due to some technical issues that Ubisoft can't be bothered to fix. You know I like to be transparent with y'all, so for context's sake, I played on Steam, which means I played the original release, not the Ezio Remaster trilogy. There should be some Steam layouts that will help you, but let me make that process easier for you. For example, let's say you're using a DualShock. The head icon will be mapped to triangle, the hand with the dagger will be the square, the empty hand a circle, and the leg X. I'd also recommend having the camera moving left or right be set to the back triggers, so L2 and R2. Then, having the camera go up and down, simply being R3's up and down. The biggest tip of all is that you don't have to go about it this way. You can completely flip everything if that makes the game more easier for you. You do you. Now, when it comes to the game's natural jank, I do recommend having some patience as this is an older game. It's not going to have Origins level combat fluidity. That's just something you'll get the hang of the more you play. Remember how I said my main interactions with the series were with the modern games? The concept of social stealth was entirely new to me, and I loved it. AC2 made me realize how beaten to death and overused a crouch button is in modern stealth games. When I knew I couldn't just squat down and solve my in-game problems, I had to think outside of the box. Do I climb over this building to avoid this patrol, or should I just blend into the crowd? I loved moments like that. It also made me realize that the older games had superior stealth. Once again, mainly due to the unique aspect of social stealth, something that just doesn't exist in modern AC games, let alone other stealth games. I love how despite being able to climb larger than life structures effortlessly, there's also a very big emphasis on blending in and not showing off. In fact, there's a whole gameplay concept of high profile versus low profile. Low profile movement is things like walking fast, but at the end of the day, still walking, not sprinting. Even low profile assassinations exist, where you just poke your victim and walk off. Then you have high profile movement, which is either illegal movement or just super attention grabbing stuff. Running on different crates and pillars, jumping off a ledge to assassinate someone. It looks way cooler, but it also attracts way more attention. By extension, you as the player have to make the choice of keeping it low key or more extravagant. I'd also like to recommend playing the game as lore accurate as possible, meaning trying your best to keep the killing to your targets. Again, I'd weigh this within yourself and see if it's fun for you. I personally enjoyed playing that way, because I essentially felt more immersed in the game. I felt more like an assassin rather than a serial killer. I think the parkour is also another one of the many brilliant pieces of this game. The parkour at first can seem a bit hard to get, no doubt, but I found that when I started viewing the parkour more as a part of gameplay, for example like the combat or stealth, rather than just a means of getting around, I was able to articulate myself more in the way I moved, and I simply just became better at it. It's like the example of stealth I gave you. You can express yourself in your movement like you express yourself in your stealth. As the years pass by with Ezio, you feel yourself becoming faster and more smoother, because you are getting faster and smoother. Just like stealth, I wonder why Ubisoft doesn't really improve on this aspect in the modern crude games, especially when it's so unique to the AC games. Like legitimately, I don't know a single other series that has parkour like the AC games. Ladies and gentlemen, finally this video has been completed, thank God. You know how it usually is, it takes me a while to get these videos out, but when I do finish them, I really do genuinely hope that you guys enjoyed them and were able to get something from them. If you made it this far, sincere thanks from the bottom of my heart. I was gonna hold off this video until the 15-year anniversary, but I didn't want to do you guys like that, so hell, Halloween special, huh? Halloween special Assassin's Creed video. As always, I wish you guys the best in life. I want you guys to succeed. And yeah, man, you know how it is. I'll see you guys next time with another video when I yap about something else. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. God bless.
Make this sacrifice for the greater good.